All right, welcome back to another episode of ATL Fit. This is Crossbones, your host, also the host of Bangin' and Clangin' podcast, which we'll be back soon talking about some wrestling. And then there's a brand new episode of the Game Over podcast that we did yesterday with Dennis, where we went over some of the Falcons off season. But this is episode ATL Fit. We focus on the fitness of the city of Atlanta and throughout the world, and what is going on, and trying to get everybody in better shape and giving people a better overall look at the fitness landscape and how things are. Also, brand new, I just figured out I could put this on YouTube. So there will be no video, but in addition to Spotify and Apple iTunes or Apple Podcasts, you'll be able to listen to it on YouTube. Just go to the YouTube channel, which is the Fast and the Fitness, formerly Pups, Sups, and other stuff. And before that, I think it was just Clang and Bang, maybe. So it's had three names, but this has been the most successful incarnation of it. Of all my social media that I've done, it probably has the biggest following, like at around a little bit more than 1,600 subscribers. So I'm trying to grow that. So if you can go over there and subscribe and get a listen in on that, that would help me out a ton. But let's talk some spring training here. You know, the weather's warming up. I always say that this is the time if you want to get into shape. Winter, it's cold, you know, you're bundled up. Spring, I use spring as a springboard, literally, into summer is where I start ramping up my training. And this year is the first time that I've ever changed my training philosophy, as far as I went to the Lee Haney style, where he was doing multiple muscle groups a day, not giving yourself a ton of rest, outside the fact that on the second rotation, you get 2 days off. So this is the first time that I've ever trained for an extended period of time where I took 2 days off during my training schedule. Usually it was 3 on, 1 off, 2 on, 1 off. So this was 3 on, 1 off, 3 on, 2 off for the entire year, because almost year. I started in September ish. So, but I've never had a cycle of training where I was taking 2 days off to rest in between. But you kind of need it because you're hammering your body so much that you need 48 hours as opposed to 24 to let your body decompress. So, as far as the training goes, I don't know. I haven't started to cut yet, so I don't know what it looks like. I feel good. My numbers have gone up on almost everything, so I'm feeling better on that side of it. But I wanted to get into fitness because I see so many of these fitness influencers and things that are just, so much of it is smokescreen. And it's kind of like this weird thing now where I was watching this guy, Greg Doucette. He is a bodybuilder, pro IFBB guy. If you search him on YouTube, you find him on Snapchat. I'm sure he's on TikTok as well. But his whole thing is he does natty or not. Is this dude person natty? Is this person on performance enhancing drugs? Now, from what I've seen of most influencers, because that's how you get noticed. There was this one story that he had about this kid. He was a really skinny guy, and he literally faked taking performance enhancing drugs. Faked it, for the sake of clout and getting people to watch it. And the crazy thing is, people started to watch him because he was faking taking performance enhancing drugs. And he didn't get any bigger. He just got acne, and he totally staged the whole thing, which leads me to believe that what is content now? What are these people doing? Another guy is this guy Toji. His whole spiel was he got his dream physique in 6 months, which is impossible unless you're doing massive amounts of performance enhancing drugs, which is not the way to do it. If you work hard and you diet down, you train, and that's the thing with fitness, it takes years. It takes 3, 4, 5, 6 years to do it. But a lot of these people I see now, another example, the Trend Twins. Have you seen these two characters? If you're on social media, and the crazy part is I'm not even looking for this stuff. It's in my algorithm. It just pops up, and you have these two kids who literally just take all the PEDs in the world. Their name is the Trend Twins. I don't. Hopefully, I won't get dinged for saying that, but they are two special breed of just nutcases. They're crazy. And then you have this guy Sam Sulek. If you the second I say it, I know I see out there your eyes are getting big. What are you gonna say about Sam? Sam is very young. He just got his IFBB Pro card. But yeah, I don't think the Trend Twins very upfront about their performance enhancing drugs. They'll tell you, it's like, yeah, we're on everything. Toji very upfront about it. Sam Sulek is probably the most well known fitness influencer in the world right now, at least in the United States. He is not as much upfront with it, but you can look at him and just tell that, yeah, he's doing a lot of gear, and people and these kids, especially the kids, little kids, look up to him and say, wow, I can bypass having to go to school, having to get a job, having to do all these other things. I can just hop on performance enhancing drugs and get huge, and get all these sponsorships, get all this admiration, get all these different things, and you know, it's the 50 Cent get rich or die trying, because that stuff it's like signing a deal with the devil, right? Because yeah, you're going to get a lot of things, but when that bill comes due, and the bill always does come due, what's going to happen? And he's had great success very early on, but as the thing with these fitness influencers, WWE, NFL, any sport has never had so many people in this influencer landscape who pass away so early, like before the age of 30 or in their early 30s, or even in their 20s. There's this one girl who was at the Arnold who tragically passed away from a heart attack from dehydration, and it's just such a tragic thing to see people have this feeling that they have to live up to what they see on the screen of your phone, when a lot of these people don't have that, don't even look like that in person. They're using filters, they're using lighting, they're using all these different things, but you don't see that. You just see the end result. Another guy's Alex Eubank, who's in his 20s, and his story is very unique because he's a big time fitness influencer. Forever, he was natty, saying, "Oh, I'm natural, I don't do anything." And then he hopped on HRT, TRT, which is hormone replacement therapy, or testosterone replacement therapy. This kid is 20 years old. At 20 years old, he's doing this stuff. And I think it's probably because of the pressure, maybe, of these of the society. Well, it definitely is a pressure. Because why would you do it if you're not trying to get out there? Or maybe he thought he was losing ground. I don't know. I don't get it. I've been lifting since 1996, and never have I ever thought to say, hey, I'm not as good as this person. I need to go and get on some PEDs, or I need to do it, because you're in competition with yourself. That's the only person you're ever going to be in competition with. You can't control your genetics. You can't control how you look. All you can control is how hard you work. If you're working hard, you're doing everything you're supposed to, just do your best, and you're going to get the results that you're going to get. Don't compare yourself to anybody else. And the latest dude, this dude named Ashton Jeffries, maybe. You will know this dude. Okay, so he's the dude who does the whole morning routine. Um, he he's wiping his face with banana peels. He's diving in the pool at like 4 o'clock in the morning. He's throwing sparkling water and ice into a bowl, and he's putting his face in it. And doing all that sort of stuff, and it's very big right now. He's the person of the minute of the hour. His 5 minutes of fame are on. He is a former manager of an LA Fitness, I guess somewhere in Florida. But he's the guy who's running really fast, just shredded, with the catapult vest on, and I could just see it because I've seen the before and afters of what he looked like before. And yeah, he probably worked hard, but yeah, it's definitely that's the one telling sign of this. If you ever have any questions, I can't take a look at somebody and tell, okay, whether you do PEDs or not. I mean, in some cases, yeah, if you just look like a freak of nature, I could probably go, yeah, okay. But most of the time, I don't know unless I see you train, because the training kind of is it'll bear you out for anything that you're doing. If you're not putting a lot of effort into it, you're not that strong. You're just trying to just going through the motions, like and you're huge and just ripped. It's like, all right, that person is probably on some performance enhancing things. With him, he was a former football player at Alcorn State, so he was a pretty good athlete. But you could tell that at one point, if you're a good athlete, that's really the thing. You don't have to take that much of it, from my understanding, to get really good results. And he's got some good results. And right now, he is definitely in the spot where he wants to be. But I digress. All right, let's get into some spring training. One of the people I've had on my podcast is V from Fit MD ATL training. Two things that have helped me listening to him over the past couple weeks is, one is the negatives. Don't focus on the negative when you're letting the weight down. Focus on the concentric, bringing it up, getting the squeeze. Lee Haney said something to this effect also. He said most people, if they get hurt on the negative, trying to hold the weight, because your body is not designed to do that. The muscles are designed to contract. So you're contracting, you want to focus on that. And also, the overload. He had a great post about, okay, it's not the pump that gets you strong. It's not the burning that gets you strong. It's the max load that you're putting on your body and working to failure. Now, that is something that I have always done. I usually have a number in my head of reps that I'm trying to get, but if I exceed that number of reps, I'm going to keep going till failure. And the weight has to be heavy enough to force the change. And as I'm doing that, I've always gone to failure. Ever since I started training back in '96, I've always gone to failure. And that's the only way that I've ever known to do it. The only thing that I do not really go to failure on is squats. And I probably should. Well, I take that back. Last couple of weeks, I've been going to failure on Smith machine on squats. And I also, when I do my Bulgarians, I do those to failure as well. But deadlifts, I have a hard set at 5. Heavy squats, I have a hard set at 5. And things like that. I have a hard set. Leg press, hack squats, any machine squat, I go to failure. All right, let's go over some diet things. All right, I had a celebration of a trip around the sun that I had over the course of 72 hours. I had 3 pounds of spaghetti that was absolutely delicious. It's not the fatty kind; it's the homemade turkey, low carb noodles, but it was fantastic. I loved it. But that was my binge, my right before I start my cutting down. So my foods that I am using to cut, that are added in outside of the normal. I'm back on my spinach with my grilled chicken, fat free ranch. I'm eating blueberries. I'm eating pineapple as fruit. So I cut out the chips. No more chips until football season. I even cut out my rice cake chips that I love, but sacrifices have to be made. Blueberries are blueberries in the The pineapple are just as good. It satisfies that urge if you want something sweet. Then in the morning, I'm still eating my oatmeal, but now I'm throwing in the toast with a little bit of peanut butter on my toast, and I'm loving that. Just to get myself going. And because of my schedule right now, I'm doing more of like a fast, even though it's not intentional. So when I eat in the morning, I eat whatever. I eat my bison burger, and then I get my oatmeal with my peanut butter bread and a little bit of fruit, and then my energy drink and my protein shake. And then I'm probably not going to eat again until 3, 4, 5 o'clock in the afternoon. And then I'm going to try to get 3 more meals in. That's just the way that it works right now. And I'm trying to stick to that. I feel good as long as the energy's good, as long as I can get my hydration in and have a good workout. Also, I'm starting to add a Gatorade. I started to add a Gatorade before I go train just to make sure that I'm properly hydrated and get a good pump going, even though that's not essential into the gaining muscle. But all of the muscle that you gain during winter, because winter you should have been pushing it, you should have been going heavier, you should have been resting more because it's dark longer, um, putting in some work so you can fill out muscle bellies and just try to get stronger. And I've tried to train everybody that I work with that way on my way to getting them ready for spring. Because spring we up the intensity a little bit, a lot more drop sets, a lot more supersets, a lot more core work added into that. Also, my secret weapon. You want to know my secret weapon for spring? Is sunlight. I literally will go out to the pool at my gym for like 35, 40 minutes before I go train. I'll finish my pre-workout. I'll finish my supplement, and I'll just lay out there or stand up and just let the sun irradiate my body for for that amount of time. And I get warmed up. I get a nice little sun pump going, and then I go after and get after my workout, also hydrating the entire time that I'm in there to get my body right. So I'm looking forward to this spring. I'm now the 2 days off. I'm no longer doing. It's back to the 1 day split. So it's 3 on, one off, 3 on, one off again, and you get back to it, and I'm ready. Like today, I didn't work out because it was a schedule off day, but I'm ready to go back in and get it tomorrow. So I hope that you were able to take some things from this. Also, with a YouTube page, let me say it again. It's the Fast and the Fitness on YouTube. I'm going to post it there. It's also posted here where you get it. But if you could go over there, listen to it there or listen to it here. As long as you listen to it, I appreciate it. But definitely like and subscribe over there. And one day, hopefully, I'll get a visual podcast and I'll put it over there too. But thank you so much for listening. This is the ATL Podcast Network. This is Crossbones. I have 3 podcasts. This is the ATL Fit. Banging and Clanging is pro wrestling. And then Game Over is football, UFL, NFL, and a little bit of college. So check that out very soon. New episodes coming all spring. And this has been an episode of ATL Fit. And I will catch you on the next one.